Good afternoon, everyone. It's December the 3rd, and I'm here once more. Again, I always like to start off thanking all of you who have been on this journey with me. I know on this journey there are other little things that come into play, but I'm always thankful for all the encouraging words, for all the positive comments, and I'm grateful that I'm able to respond to each and every one of them. And respond again to the responses. So yesterday I talked about immigration. Give some information about immigration, and today I want to give another tip on the process of immigration. A lot of times we have to leave our homelands for something. It's not, I don't know, for better, because I know that we live good lives where we are, but the opportunities sometimes are not there. And because they are not there, then we want to make sure that if we have to get up and move, then do that so that we can find other opportunities. Especially when we have children, we want them to be exposed to a little bit more than we can give to them. And so we make those transitions. A lot of times, if you didn't get a chance to get a great education so you could have a career or have a profession, so you get a decent salary each month, then you want to go to somewhere where you can start at whatever age you are and you can continue to build. So tonight I'm back with you, thanking you again, and just here with some more information. And I'm coming to you as a teacher practitioner who encounters the different situations as children enter the public school systems here in America. So you're getting ready to come to America. You know you're filing for your children and they will come eventually. And so tonight I want to just encourage us to remember this, that once you make that decision to bring them to America, you need to start preparing your children for the cultural differences. I did a video about the problems that children face as they try to assimilate into the American culture. But tonight I'm talking to you specifically about the immigration process, because we come through, and then when we get here, then all of a sudden we are finding that we're losing our children to so many different things. And so here are some tips to help you. Prepare them. Once you decide to start to come here, you have to remember that children are coming to a place that has many different cultures, many different languages are being spoken. When they enter a school system, they have to remember that teachers are not there just for our children. There are no schools just for kids from Jamaica. The schools are coming into our schools with people who speak the American English language. And so when the kids come, I need you to start before they come. Let them watch the news and listen to how people speak, because it's not, you can't say they're discriminating against you if you're coming to their land. You have to start fixing yourself to accept what they offer, because you're coming to them. So you are the one who have to make the changes. Help the children to start speaking correct English, because when they come to the classrooms and they cannot speak well, then people pass them by, because people are not trained to understand what they're saying. So please start just helping the kids. Let them stop running around and talking the raw Jamaican language. They cannot let go of that, but they have to temper it so that people can understand them. They have to speak slower. They have to speak in sentences and start learning that there are different words that will mean different things. So please, I'm asking you to not just take your kids and get the papers and you're marching to America and expect that people are just going to drop everything for them, but that you start doing a little preparation. Let them speak slowly, let them speak correctly so that people can understand them. They have to be prepared to adjust, and you have to help them with the adjustment. You have to help them with that adjustment. So a lot of people say we speak so fast that they don't understand. They don't understand what you said. I went through that. When I came, my mom didn't know how to prepare us. I did go to Canada. I lived in Montreal for a while, and even with that, and we didn't speak the raw Jamaican patois when we were growing up. We learned how to, when I went to Trelawney to my mother's family, they were more, I said, polished. So we spoke a little differently. But then even when I came, I still had an accent to reckon with. And the first job interview I did, they didn't take me. The lady, they liked how I fill out the application. They liked the questions answered. But then she came and she says, everything is great except I don't think my people would understand you if a call come in for them and you have to make an announcement. I couldn't get mad because it's true, I had an accent. But we can have an accent, but we can speak so that people can understand us. So again, I'll encourage your children to speak up and speak out. They have to. I have a child right now who is very quiet. She comes in and you have to really ask her 2 times, what did you say? Speak loudly so I can understand you. And I'm from Jamaica. So it was a little hard. And so we have to encourage them to speak up so that at least if people can hear one word, like I'm teaching kids who speak Spanish and I have to make sure I'm learning some things so that I can support them. I'm a teacher, I have to. I can't sit back and say, oh, well, I have to make it possible to help them. So I'm asking you to just help them to, at home, practice with them. So when they're speaking to you, they're not coming up under you whispering, because when they come out to us, they have to be able to speak loudly and clearly so that somebody can understand and can help them. A lot of articulations, we know that. That's what's going to help as they come into this America, as you file for them and they get ready to come. They're not only going to be coming with just you as a family, but they're going to have to expand and become a part of other families, the school family, community, and stuff like that. When people speak to them, or if somebody speaks to them, tell them. If they don't understand it, ask for something to be repeated. Ask for something to be repeated. Don't let people, sometimes it's good information, but because they didn't hear what the person said and they kept going, they make a mistake. And sometimes that mistake can be, it might be costly. So ask if they didn't hear, to say, could you repeat that? Teach them the way to ask for somebody to repeat. Teach them the way, raise their hands if they need to be acknowledged. The little things that are necessary. Write things down if they need that, but most of all, teach them how to use their voices, make it project so that people can hear them and they're not passed over. Times in classes, questions will be asked. They might not know everything. They're coming new, and they will need to learn a lot of things. But teach them to raise hands, ask questions, answer questions, and if they don't know, don't be afraid to reach out to someone for support. When kids come in from the islands, I make sure I make myself available right away. I'll tell the kids, I am from Jamaica. What part of Jamaica are you from? I try to reach out to the teachers the parents when I get a chance. Um, One kid came in, she's from Clarkstown in Trelawney. So that's awesome. Last year I had a kid who knew my family. Like, it was so interesting. She knew my family. She knew people from the community in Trelawney that I was from, that my mom's family was from. And it was so quite interesting when the father came and he could just tell me about my uncles and it was just so I look out for those children and I make sure that I'm available and visible for them. But it's not going to be the same in every place. So please help your children prepare as they come to this great big country. Keep in mind that peer pressure is going to be a big piece of it when your kids come. A lot of kids come in, and boys especially, they want to fit in. They want to fit in. And so, because of that, one of the things that um, teenage boys or preteens want to know is about the bad words that Jamaicans use. And so, you have kids who are coming in who will just take it for granted that they will tell them, ask the teacher what this word means. And so, for me who understand it, it's I can step right back at them and talk to them about the other things in Jamaica that are so beautiful and wholesome. And so instead of just picking out those negatives, they could talk about something else. Talk about Hussein, who has been the fastest runner. He represents Jamaica. Talk about Bob Marley and his beautiful music. So there's so much more they can talk about except the negatives. So please prepare them for those things, for the peer pressures, kids who will want them to try things just to seem cool, but let them know not to lose who they are, but to continue to walk in the way that I hope you have taught them, so that they can continue to build in a positive way. Um, Build good relationships with your children, empower them with goodness, build their self-esteem. A child whose self-esteem is solid is a child who will not flinch, is a child who will not break apart. But when kids' self-esteem is brittle, it breaks easily. When you're not empowering them, when you're not reminding them that you're proud of them, you're thankful for them, you appreciate the things they do, you're hugging them and letting them know that, I don't know what I would do without you. When you're not, just appreciating the little things they do. When they get up and they do things without you have to ask them, let them know how that makes you feel good inside. When they wash the dishes without you have to say, did you wash the dishes, and have to say it 1,000 times to them. Let them know how much you appreciate it. Kids who feel good, and the kids who know that you feel good when they do well will continue to do well. Kids who realize that you don't care if they do it or not do it are children who you're going to have a lot of problems with, because when their self-esteems are low, then they will appreciate an uplifting word from a gang member or any situations that are going on out there that are negative. Because children want to be heard, they want to be appreciated, and they want to feel important. So teach your kids that they're important. Teach them that they're beautiful. It doesn't matter if they're fat or they're skinny or whatever it is. Teach them to embrace who they are, to feel good about who they are, and to go forth in a powerful way. So as you bring your children to this place, please research and find out all of the supportive elements that are out there. Get them involved with church activities. Look for resources like after school programs, community programs, whether it's sports or any other after school programs. tutoring programs, any kind of programs or any kind of resources that are there for your child or your children, please utilize them. Don't ever let the kids just leave school, go home and sit down in a house on their phones, on YouTube, on all of these things, and there are resources out there to support them. Make sure that you have extended families who will be there for you. Sometimes you bring the kids here and you start after working 2, 3 jobs to maintain them, so the kids are left alone. When that happens, it's going to fall apart because it gives them too many opportunities to get involved with the wrong people. They get into group situations, they're joining chat groups, they're joining game groups, and they're not wholesome groups. So you get to lose your children easily. Help them to stay out of trouble. And as I said, find teachers also who understand them and are willing to support them, whether it's in tutoring or any other references to the resources that are available for your children. And as always, as I say, empower your children. Empower them if they feel good, if they know you trust them, if they know you believe in them, if they know that you appreciate their importance, they're going to make you proud. But when you talk to them like you don't give a this or you use the bad words, and then they come to school and they feel so little, and the only thing they can do to feel good is to lash out and to use those same words that you use to them. But if you use sweet, kind words to them, believe me, it will blossom and bloom into great things. So as we decide to do that immigration thing, and it's a big decision and we have to think about it. We want our kids with us, yes. But what we don't want is to lose our children. And we want them to benefit from all of the good things that are available to them, because America has a lot of resources. America has a wealth of resources, but you have to come in and you have to know how to find them and how to utilize them. So this is Miss Bev again coming to you, and just hoping that my little tips will help you and to help your children to become more successful. We know that there are kids with foundations already set in place, most of them. I know that when COVID came, a lot of kids have been shortchanged. So we're getting kids now who need a lot of support, a lot of support. Years ago, when kids come to us from the islands, it's a blessing. You're just really, really so happy to have them in your classes because you know that they have something coming with that you can build on. Nowadays, kids are coming and it's the disruptions and the negative words and the put downs and the constant conflicts. And so I'm just begging that as you get ready to move your beautiful gems, because they're yours, they're beautiful, your body created them, and they're beautiful gifts. And as you get ready to move them from one place to another, please don't give up, and don't give them less than they deserve. Give them enough so that they can become awesome human beings. So again, I say, if you can't be good, be careful. If you need support, reach out for support. Never sit and struggle by yourself. Find people in your lives which are uplifting and encouraging and will motivate you and will guide you in the right way. Don't forget that family is important, but family is important when it is positive. I know we go through a lot of dysfunctions and different things, and there's just so much you can do. And there are people who are set in their ways and will never change it, but you don't let that prevent you from being the best you can be, because in all of us there is some good. So immigration is a big thing. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. And so as we get ready to do that, again, I say, remember, educate yourselves on the things that you're going to do. Don't just jump into it and then expect things to just work out, make sure that you're getting the information you need and you're doing the things you need so that everything will be all right. So if you can't be good, my friend,